Welcome to Lisbon. With its vibrant neighborhoods, rich history, and an incredible food scene, Lisbon has a charm all its own. Over the next few days, we'll explore the city's hidden corners, sample iconic treats, and discover what makes Lisbon one of Europe's most captivating destinations. When we arrived in Lisbon, we booked a free chill-out walking tour to kickstart our exploration of the city. It's a great way to dive into the heart of Lisbon, especially if you're here for the first time. And just a quick note, while the tour is technically free, this is the guide's full-time job, so be sure to tip if you enjoyed the experience. Lisbon's food scene is as diverse as its neighborhoods. Our first dinner was at Uma, where we ordered seafood rice packed with crab and shrimp still in their shells. Unlike in Porto, where the shrimp was already peeled for convenience, here in Lisbon, the shells added an extra layer of flavor to the dish. The shells lock in juices and give a richer briny depth to the seafood, making each bite more intense and satisfying. Although it was a bit of work to eat, cracking open the shells felt like part of the experience, and the flavors were worth every effort. The octopus salad was incredibly fresh, and the cheese was also delicious. We couldn't pass up Lisbon's famous codfish cakes at Casa Portuguesa Pastel Bacalhau. Crispy, flavorful, and perfect as a snack while exploring the city. For breakfast, we headed to Nicolau Café, where we enjoyed French toast and yogurt, each dish perfectly prepared. The cafe has a lively vibe that made it a great place to start the day. And of course, no trip to Lisbon would be complete without sampling its pastries. Historically, Portuguese monasteries used egg whites for practical purposes like filtering wine and starching clothes, leaving a surplus of egg yolks. To avoid waste, monks began using the yolks in desserts, giving rise to the rich custard-filled pastries that are now beloved across Portugal. Alcoa's egg tart cone put a creative twist on the classic pastel de nata. We also stopped by Castro, Atelier de Pastel de Nata, where the natas had an incredibly flaky crust and a rich caramelized custard filling with a hint of cinnamon. Our final stop was the legendary Pastéis de Belém near the Jerónimos Monastery, the only place in the world serving natas made from the original 1837 recipe. Created by monks to support themselves after the Liberal Revolution, these pastries have a fascinating history. We found the taste didn't quite rival Mantegaria or Fábrica da Nata. We went to Carvo da Atalaia for dinner and an unforgettable fado experience. Fado means fate in Portuguese and emerged as the music of sailors, dock workers, and the urban poor, reflecting themes of longing, love, and hardship. We ordered the chorizo, flambéed at the table, the Portuguese-style beef, and the dory fish fillets. For our final meal in Lisbon, we chose Alma, a 2 Michelin-starred restaurant by Henrique Sá Pessoa, to experience the Costa da Costa tasting menu, a true tribute to Portugal's coastal flavors. It is located in a historic building that once was the warehouse for the Bertrand bookstore, the oldest operating bookstore in the world. The Chiado district is where history meets modern elegance. We visited Bertrand Bookstore, the world's oldest operating bookstore, which dates back to 1732 and survived fires, and even the 1755 earthquake. This literary landmark offers a unique glimpse into Lisbon's literary past. We bought a book on the history of Portugal, and the bookstore offers a stamp showing proof of purchase. São Jorge Castle offered some of the most beautiful views in Lisbon. Originally built by the Moors in the 11th century, this castle served as a royal residence and a military stronghold, playing a central role in defending the city from invaders. Today, it's a peaceful spot with both white and vibrant, colorful peacocks roaming freely around the grounds. Next, we visited Praça do Comércio, one of Lisbon's most important and beautiful plazas. This grand square faces the Tagus River and was once the main gateway to the city. Before the devastating earthquake of 1755, this area was the site of the Ribeira Palace. At the center of Praça do Comércio stands a statue of King José I, who reigned during the devastating earthquake. The statue shows him pointing outward, symbolizing Lisbon's global connections. However, if you look closely, you'll notice a smaller figure at the statue's base, Sebastião José de Carvalho e Melo, the Marquês de Pombal. Known as the man who saved Lisbon, the Marquês led the city's recovery, implementing groundbreaking urban planning and seismic-resistant architecture, while King José I is shown without a crown, perhaps symbolizing his fear and flight from the city. Another awe-inspiring site is the Jerónimos Monastery. Built in the 16th century, this UNESCO World Heritage site is a masterpiece of Manueline architecture, a style unique to Portugal that celebrates its age of exploration. Funded by the wealth brought back from overseas expeditions, the monastery was constructed to honor Vasco da Gama's successful voyage to India, and it soon became a symbol of Portugal's golden age of discovery. Every detail, from the intricately carved columns to the peaceful cloisters, reflects the pride and ambitions of that era. Our final stop was the iconic Belém Tower, built in the early 16th century to protect Lisbon's harbor and welcome sailors returning from their expeditions. This tower, also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is one of the finest examples of Manueline architecture. It served as both a ceremonial gateway to Lisbon and a fortress. As storm clouds gathered over Lisbon, it was the perfect ending to an unforgettable trip. From Porto's historic charm to Lisbon's vibrant streets, Portugal left us with memories we'll never forget. Obrigado, Portugal. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. For part 1 of our Portugal trip, check out our Porto video. See you soon.